Welcome friends for online learn session class 12 subject biology chapter number 3 human reproduction. I am GR Chopde, PGT biology, JNV Sangli. So human reproduction. What we are going to study in the entire chapter: the male reproductive system, female reproductive system, gametogenesis, menstrual cycle, fertilization and implantation, pregnancy and embryonic development, parturition and lactation. So we divide this chapter into 3 sessions and you should watch all those videos to understand the entire chapter. Sexual reproduction. What are the events? Formation of gametes, that is called gametogenesis. Transfer of sperm into a female genital tract, that is insemination. Fusion of male and female gametes, that is fertilization, leading to formation of a zygote, followed by formation and development of blastocyst, attachment of blastocyst to the uterine wall, that is called implantation, then embryonic development, that entire period is called gestation, and finally delivery of the baby, parturition. So we are all describing all the events step by step. Male reproductive system consists pair of testes, pair of vasa deferens, urethra, penis, and accessory glands. See the diagram. So here we'll go from the testes, which are located in the scrotum sac outside the abdominal body. So through these testes, so there is a long duct that is called vasa deferens. So this vasa deferens here meet with a prostate gland, and here a seminal vesicle, see here, and a prostate gland, and then there is a ejaculatory duct also. Okay, here you can see a bulbourethral gland, and this is a urethra which is passed through the penis, and penis has the external covering that is called as a foreskin, and at the tip it is called a glans penis. So remaining are not the part of reproductive system. Yeah, you can draw this diagram. See here, this is a testis, then here the outermost that layer, the vasa deferens, you can see here a vasa deferens. Yeah, here inside the testis there are so many lobules. So inside the lobules there are a testicular lobules which are connected to form a reta testis. So they are connected to form a vasa efferentia. They united to form a epididymis, and epididymis will come as a vasa deferens. So there are two vasa deferens here. They unite together and produce a common tube called urethra. So where it will join together, it will join with the two seminal vesicle, one prostate gland, and two bulbourethral gland. Yeah, they are also called Cowper's gland. And here a glans penis and foreskin is there. Okay. Now, testis. They are mesodermal in origin. Competitive exam mein question will ask. They are oval, 4.5 centimeter length, 2.5 centimeter width, and 3 centimeter in thick. And each testis may be 10 to 15 grams in weight. They are extra abdominal in position and outside the body. They contain highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Connected, so they are connected to scrotum by a short fibromuscular band called gubernaculum. So they descend, okay, during the seventh month in a fetus. When the baby is of 7th month old, so then that testis will come from abdomen to the outside. If connected with the abdomen by a inguinal canals. So wall consists of a smooth muscles, and that smooth muscle name is dortus tunic. So they helps in protection and maintaining the low temperature of the testis. That is the main function of scrotum. 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius plus or minus than body temperature. And that is very important for the formation of sperm. Then there is certain diseases, inguinal hernia, tearing of inguinal tissues. Then cryptorchidism, failure of testis to descend from the abdomen, and that leads to sterility. Okay, then hydrocoil, hydrocele, collection of fluid in tunica vaginalis, that is the layer present in the testis. Okay, see, this is a inguinal hernia. Okay, यहाँ पे baby में भी देख सकते हैं. Yeah, see that inguinal hernia. So some part of the body अपना जगह छोड़ के दूसरी जगह पर चला आता है. Either small intestine is coming in the testicular part. So that is inguinal hernia. Occurs when a portion of the small intestine enters the inguinal canal. Histology of the testis, that is internal structure. So testis covered with tunica vaginalis, external layer, incomplete peritoneal cover, that is epithelium and connective tissue. It indicates abdominal origin. Second, tunica albuginea, inner layer, again made up of connective tissue, that is fibrous tissue. And tunica vascularis, it is made up of capillaries. So these three layers are present surrounding the testis: tunica vaginalis, albuginea, and vascularis. Testicular lobules, each testis has about 250 compartments. छोटे-छोटे compartments होते हैं. They are called testicular lobules. Then seminar tubules, each lobule, testicular lobule contain 1 or 3 highly coiled tubes, and they are called seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules present in testicular lobules. Testicular lobules are present in testis. Testis are covered with these 3 layers. So they are lined by, that is seminiferous tubules are lined by basal lamina and a complex germinal epithelium, which is made up of a cuboidal cell, cells. Now, see, inside there are 2 types of cell. One is Sertoli cell, second one is spermatogonia cells. See, if you see a TS of testis diagram, very important, you should draw compulsory. See, these are, each one is a seminiferous tubules, contain spermatogonia, and here inner side you will get a spermatozoa, and here you will get a Sertoli cells, which are pyramidal shape, and in between the 2 seminiferous tubules either hai interstitial cells. Okay, yeah, see the enlarged part. This is the layer, cuboidal layer. Here you will get spermatogonia, 1 layer, and here you will get Sertoli cells. This is primary spermatocyte. These are secondary spermatocytes. They are converted into spermatid, and spermatids are converted into spermatozoa. This diagram is also very important. Now, Sertoli cell discovered by Enrico Sertoli, elongated and pyramidal shape. Function: provide shape and nourishment to the spermatogenic cells. Spermatogenic cells, they are 4 to 8 layers, divide several times and differentiate to produce spermatozoa. Tisra cell, interstitial cell या Leydig cells, very important, discovered by French one Leydig. Between the seminiferous tubules, they secrete testosterone per day 7 to 8 milligram, and its control spermatogenesis and all secondary sexual characteristics of male. So that is the main important function. Accessory duct. See, inside the seminiferous tubules, that is testicular lobules, they join form rete testis. Rete testis join form vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia join to form epididymis, that is long coiled tube, and epididymis extend as a vasa deferens. Epididymis convoluted tube about 6 meter long, divided into 3 parts. Head or caput epididymis helps in nutrition and physiological maturation of sperm. Sperm तैयार होते हैं testis में, mature होते हैं epididymis में. Body या corpus epididymis, that is the middle part, and tail or cord epididymis, lower, wider, helps in storage for a short period. Mature होंगे फिर store होंगे for a short period, and then epididymis की तरफ आएंगे, vasa difference की तरफ आएंगे. Okay. Vasa deferens, thick muscular wall. Before entering the prostate gland, it dilate, expand to form an ampulla. An ampulla receives the seminal vesicle. The main function of vasa deferens carry sperm from epididymis to ejaculatory duct. That is urethra. Urethra starts from a urinary bladder and passes through. Okay, passes through penis and empty to the exterior. That is outside the body. तो ये है ejaculatory duct और बाद में accessory ducts. Difference मालूम होना चाहिए. Penis. It is a erectile copulatory organ with expanded tip called glans penis. It is covered by a loose fold of a skin called foreskin. It contains 3 columns of erectile tissue, 2 cylinders, that is corpora cavernosa of the penis, placed dorsally, and the cylinder, the corpus cavernosum of the urethra or corpus spongiosum along with the ventral side. तो 2 dorsal side में होंगे, 1 ventral side में होगा. These are covered by a dense connective tissue called tunica albuginea. Okay, and the main function of penis, pass urine and semen are carried out of the body. Okay, so this is, you can see here are TS of penis. So here you will get a urethra which is surrounded by corpus spongiosum, and then there are 2 cylindrical shape corpora cavernosa. Accessory glands. So there are 3 accessory glands. Seminal vesicle, which are in pair, 2 in number, secretes fructose, very important sugar, citrate, citric acid, inositol, prostaglandins, fibrinogen, and many proteins. 60% of the secretion is done by seminal vesicle. The products of the testis, that is spermatozoa, and prostate gland, a seminal vesicle, is collectively known as semen. Function of this seminal vesicle secretion: stimulate the vaginal contraction, especially those proteins, helps in fusion of gametes, and act as a source of energy, that is fructose, and proteins helps in coagulation of semen. Fructose provide a proof for forensic test. You might have heard, if any rape cases are happen, so by identifying the sugar fructose in the female body, they will identify if there is a sexual assault. Prostate gland, size of a golf ball या chestnut shape, spongy है, contain 20 to 30 lobes, secretes a milky alkaline fluid 25% for the nutrition of sperm. Main function है, it neutralize the acidity, okay, because urine is acidic, and make the sperm motile, and it will provide the pH around 6.5. Third gland है bulbourethral gland या Cowper's gland, secretes a clear alkaline fluid, और इसका main mucus for lubrication and neutralize the acidity of urine in urethra. So these 3 are accessory glands. So we have seen the male reproductive system, उसमें parts of male reproductive system, then duct and glands. Now come to a similarly female reproductive system. So this is our female reproductive system. Start from the external genitalia. So that is a vaginal orifice which is covered with labium majora, labium minora. There is a clitoris, and this is a, you can see a vagina, and here is a cervix, and this is the uterus. Okay, so then fallopian tube and all they are observable on another diagram. See, these are the parts: ovaries, oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina. Then external genitalia located in the pelvic region, and mammary glands. Parts. Ovaries, they are primary female sex organs. Produce the female gametes called ovum, and steroid hormones, that is ovarian hormones, studied in the 11th standard. Ovaries located one on each side of the lower abdomen. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeter in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligament. The stroma, an inner part, is divided into two zones, a peripheral cortex and inner medulla, cortex or medulla. Now this is a female reproductive system. See, these are ovary, this is ligament. So this is fallopian tube, oviduct, finger-like structure, fimbriae, expanded part, infundibulum, ampulla, then isthmus. Open here, that is uterine cavity. Uterus single, 3 layers, inner endometrium, middle myometrium, outer perimetrium. And here the opening is called cervix, and this is the cervical canal, and this is the vagina. This is uterine body, that is fundus cavity body भी बोल सकते हैं. Okay, yeah, like this. See, this is the location, and if you remove, it will looks like this. Okay, now you can see
growth and development of the human embryo occurs here in the uterus. Normally the size of a closed fist. In pregnancy, it can expand to 16 times its original weight. The tube-like oviducts emerge from either side. This is
fallopian tube. See, this is fallopian tube, and this is uterus. And
of the uterus, and reach out to bring an egg from one of the walnut-sized ovaries. Each month, an egg develops in an ovary within a small sphere called a follicle. The follicle swells and bursts at the surface of the ovary in response to an increase in follicle-stimulating hormone. Ovulation occurs when the thin-walled tip of the swelling ruptures.
The real egg, human egg is producing. So from this egg we develop. Okay, we develop.
Releasing the contents of the follicle over a period of several minutes. The egg emerges, looking like a small white sphere. The egg and the group of cells that surround and nourish it are called the cumulus mass. The cells hold the egg tightly in contact with the follicle until it is picked up by the end of the oviduct. The oviduct ends in a mass of ciliated folds called the fimbria.
See, these are
the cilia move the cumulus mass, here stained to appear as a dark spot, toward the opening of the oviduct. Damage to the fimbria, or blockage of the oviduct opening, are common causes of infertility. Cilia transport the egg through the oviduct to the uterus. Fertilization, if it occurs, happens here, with the developing zygote finishing the journey to the uterus. Blockage of the oviduct can cause infertility, or worse, development of the embryo in the oviduct.
Okay. 1. Now come to the next parts. Oviduct, fallopian tube, about 10 to 12 centimeter long. Infundibulum, part closer to the ovary, funnel shape. The edges of the infundibulum possess finger-like projections called fimbriae, which helps in collection of the ovum after ovulation. Ampulla, the infundibulum leads to a wider part of the oviduct. Isthmus, the last part, has a narrow lumen and it joins the uterus. And the main function of oviduct, carry the fertilized egg, and also it is a site for a fertilization. See here. Okay, here, so fertilization takes place in this part, which is surrounded by sperm. Then fertilized egg will be transferred in the different stages, and this is a uterus. So uterus is also referred as metra, hysteria, womb. Okay, uterus. A single, that is called womb, inverted pear shape. The uterus opens into the vagina through a narrow cervix. Uterus wall has 3 layers of tissue: perimetrium, external thin membrane; myometrium, middle thick layer made up of smooth muscles; endometrium, inner glandular layer lines the uterine cavity. And endometrium will repeatedly undergo cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle. Repeatedly lose, break, and produce new cells. Okay, so myometrium exhibit a strong contraction during the delivery of the baby. Okay, perimetrium or upper ka protection layer. Now external genitalia. Mons pubis is a cushion of a fatty tissues covered by skin and pubic hairs. Then inner there is a labia majora, or a fleshy fold of tissue which extend down, form the mons pubis and surround the vaginal opening, that is orifice. Labia minora are paired folds of tissues under the labia majora. opening of the vagina is often covered partially by membrane called hymen. So clitoris, a tiny finger-like structure at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening. So this is homologous to the penis. In human beings, male it is a penis and female it is a clitoris. Structurally same, but the functions are different. So therefore it is called homologous. Then mammary glands. So mammary glands, if you see, there is a nipple. So nipple contain lactiferous duct, which are arise from a different ampullas. Ampulla originated from a mammary duct. So mammary duct contain number of areole. So then there are areolas where the milk will store in areolas, and these are called a mammary lobe, and it is deposited with the fat. Okay. Now, modified mammary glands are modified sweat glands, paired structures. When they develop, they are called breast. Contain glandular tissues and variable amount of fat. Glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 and 20 mammary lobes, containing the cluster of cell called alveoli. The cells of alveoli secretes milk, which is stored in the cavities of alveoli. Alveoli open into mammary tubules. The mammary tubules of each lobe join to form mammary duct, and several mammary ducts join to form a wider mammary ampulla, which is connected to a lactiferous duct, and that brings a milk outside through the mammary present in the mammary gland alveoli. Male reproductive system. So for joining